Welcome back, ARK players, to a brand new video. Now today we are back with a brand new video and we are talking about ARK Lost Colony. There is something a lot of players have highlighted to me, so we're going to be talking about that. Hopefully it's just a mistake. We're not too sure right now regarding the release date. Also some fun stuff from Dolly as well in the Discord, which is what we're going to go through. So if you guys do enjoy today's video, as always, drop a like and subscribe. How are you finding the brand new Valguero map? I kind of can't believe I'm already talking about Lost Colony, but Valguero just, I don't know if you guys think, like, it's a really good map, but it's like kind of just like appeared and like it feels like it's been here for ages. I mean, maybe that's just me, but I think it's just been because there wasn't that much promo from Studio Wildcard. It was probably the smallest launch that we have had since the game launched, which was a bit of a shame to see because it's a really fun map if you haven't tried it out, but we'll talk about that in a second. So drop a like and subscribe if you get all the news, and let's get in with the video. Yeah, so, I mean, it did actually go up a lot in player count. This is Valguero, by the way, before we get into the Lost Colony stuff, because I did say to you guys I would update you on how it was doing. And right now, you know, it's 24,000 with a 25,000 peak, so it went up. And also within the last sort of month, as you can see, when it did actually launch, we had 34,000 players. So it did go up a lot more compared from, you know, on the 7th. Look, this is the 7th when it actually launched, and it was only 18,000, and then it slowly started to build. But it still was smaller than Astraeus, which is so crazy, because I actually think Astraeus is the better map, personally. There's so much to it, so I understand that. But all of the OG versions, OG maps, you always kind of expect to be more popular because there's a lot of nostalgia there, there's people returning. I know Valguero wasn't that popular back in the day. I mean, I know whenever I mention that, so many of you guys say, Dom, I absolutely loved Valguero. And, you know, I know so many of you guys did, but when it comes to like the overall of all the ARK maps, I think it comes nearer the bottom. But yeah, it just kind of shocked me. I thought there was going to be sort of, considering, this is just on Steam, by the way, considering Ragnarok, they had 50,000 players. But yeah, not bad, I guess. But that's how it did in the end after launch. And if you do want somewhere to play the Valguero brand new map completely free, come and join us in the LoadedCrysis cluster. The link to our Discord is always down below, whether you play PvP or PvE. Come and join us for a whole bunch of fun. The link is down below, and of course for Lost Colony in the future. And there should still be the final couple of codes left. If you use code LOADEDValguero, all one word, you can get yourself 10% off your Nitrado server if you're looking to play on one of the ARK maps. The link is down below to that. But guys, let's get in with what's been going on. So you would have seen this is the Lost Colony wiki page, and at this moment in time, so Lost Colony is the first paid canonical expansion pack for ARK Survival Ascended, and it's also the 6th paid canonical expansion pack for the overall ARK franchise, but this is the first one for ASA. It is currently set to be released on December 16, 2025 on Steam, PS and Xbox, which obviously a lot of people are really looking forward to. I know I am. But of course, you know, they are leaving it very late this year, because from when I remember, if we go to December, so the 16th is a Tuesday again. So they always seem to target a Tuesday. And I think the reason they go for that is because they can they get their Monday to prepare everything. They then go for the launch on Tuesday, and then it gives them a couple of days before the weekend to patch up any issues. So I do agree they do that in the right way. But this launch is the 1 week before Christmas happens. So after the Friday the 19th of December, Studio Wildcard will be off for their holidays. So the same thing happened with Extinction last year, where it actually came out on the 18th, and then they went on their holidays, which they deserve. Everyone deserves their 2 weeks off, or, you know, I know not everyone goes on holiday for Christmas, but, you know, when you've been working so hard, and if you celebrate it, you know, it's obviously great to have that time off, you know, after working so hard and getting a launch out. But obviously when they did that, there was like, Extinction wasn't in its best place until they came back in January, and that was obviously a bit of a problem. But anyway, we've seen something which is slightly worrying. But anyway, it's been spotted on the PlayStation Store that it says that ARK Lost Colony is coming out on the 19th of November 2025 at 2 AM GMT. which makes absolutely no sense because, and this isn't just the Lost Colony expansion pass, because we already have the Lost Colony expansion pass. That was launched back when Ragnarok came out. So right now, we're very confused to what this date is. When I first saw it, I thought, oh no, is this a delay to the 19th of December? And, I was panicking because I was thinking, the 19th of December is Friday, the 19th of December, which is the final day before Wildcard go on their holidays. And it is never a good idea, like I mentioned earlier, to release a DLC the day before that. We learned that with Extinction, as I said, and I truly hope that isn't the case. And maybe PlayStation have made a mistake. I don't know what they're doing here. I'm sure unless there's something else that they've accidentally leaked, I have no idea what that is. But anyway, Dolly did have some information which has excited the community. And as you can see, the other night, very late at night, Dolly actually posted out on the Discord with just did a gameplay review, and Lost Colony is looking effing beautiful. And this is obviously, I know Wildcard are going to say that no matter what, because of course it's what they're trying to sell. But I do believe that the DLCs are getting so much more beautiful over time. Now, Lost Colony is a very, very strange map for ARK, and the reason it's strange, so we're on a Rat Prime. It's freezing cold in most of the areas by the sounds of things, and there's lots of snow, which is perfect for Christmas time. But we're entering a realm of horror, and it's very, very strange because this kind of horror is like vampires and potential like zombies and things like that, because we saw that Lost Colony preview, and there was like this sort of new zombie-like symbiote or something which takes over maybe it takes over survivors, which I'm sure we'll have a picture to show you that when we go back to the wiki, and also dinos, a bit like the corrupted dinos on Extinction. So it's kind of got that element to it. But yeah, very, very excited for this. Now we officially have our first spoiler of ARK Lost Colony. Who's excited? Can we get spoilers? And here it is from Dolly. Snow and some buildings with red windows and a dinosaur going rah. And some clouds, or is that just some more snow? By the looks of things, it's more snow. And then some footprints. There's your first leaked spoiler of ARK Lost Colony. That just made me laugh. But anyway, so if we head back to the Lost Colony page. So far, we know, obviously, the unique creatures to it. The Valguero is going to get even more abilities. And the skill tree, lots is going to be added to the skill tree. Obviously, all the other stuff that came with it. We got a teaser for Lost Colony. We've had some amazing photos of Lost Colony. I mean, this was crazy good artwork. What have they actually done? Okay, this is the photo we're looking for. So this photo is what shows us what in the world is going on. And it looks like we're literally getting zombies and corrupted zombie dinos. So if I'm correct, in the background, when we zoom in, that is some form of building which we know is an area which looks to be under control of a corrupted type of demons. Right now we've seen vampires, we've seen zombies, so we don't know what's taking over this land and why it's always so red and who is actually causing this mischief. But if we go to so this photo, we've already seen this kind of Lost Colony stuff. Obviously this awesome photo of the Valguero. I absolutely loved this promo art. It was so cool. But when we go back to cinematics, this was our first look at this kind of Lost Colony world and this lad. And it looks like this is where all of this stuff is going on. So we don't know if this area is being controlled by an evil, like kind of an evil man who's corrupting and creating zombies and vampires around the area. And obviously Mei Yin, or is it Mei Yin? Yeah, I think it's Mei Yin who has to go and find out and see what's going on here. So we're truly on a completely different story path. There's also like a broken planet up in there with what on earth has been going on in a Rat Prime. This was obviously the most recent teaser that we got from Lost Colony. It has been made, the artwork and the anime stuff by Mappa. Thank you to all of you guys that have told me some of your favorite stuff created by Mappa, because I'm not really into my anime myself. I guess never really tried it. I mean, I'm more of a person who likes like cartoon animation. I know it doesn't come under maybe the same thing, but you know, like Clone Wars, like Star Wars, that's more my kind of thing. You know, I like some of the Marvel stuff too, so that's kind of a bit more of me. But I am really liking a lot of this artwork they've done so far. It looks really clean, really cool, and of course we get this first look at these vampires too that's coming to Lost Colony, which is absolutely scaring the life out of me. A DLC in ARK where it is taking a twist by the sounds of things. The dinos are still going to be there. Obviously, if you were to play ARK in 2015 and see, you know, take 10 years step into the future and you see things like this, you would be like, I mean, what would you think? You would be like, what on earth is going on? But I kind of like it, guys, to be honest. I know it's not... We're still going to have new dinos. We're still going to have new creatures. There's probably going to be new vampire abilities in the game. You know, a new version of the Corrupted, which came with Extinction. I think we have a lot to look forward to, personally, with Lost Colony. And as you can see with the official DLCs here, how it kind of fits in with the story world and the storyline. That's better than story world. You know, the island, Scorched Earth, Aberration, Extinction, Lost Colony slots in here, then Genesis 1, then Genesis 2, and obviously after that we have here we have ARK 2. Then obviously the expansion maps, we have the Center, Ragnarok, Valguero, Crystal Isles, and Lost Island, which we're still waiting for, and Fjordur, but we do have a date for Fjordur, which is in December. Asterisk, fantastic, and I don't like the fact that somehow Aquatica has made its way into this list. I don't even think it should be named in this list. It just makes it all look so embarrassing. But also to look forward to in the future is some new adventure packs. So obviously the new adventure packs, so we had the Frontier Showdown, the Steampunk Ascent and Wasteland War, but they haven't actually listed the next one. So this is Bob's Tall Tales, and we're going to be getting Bob's True Tales with Genesis Part 1 and Genesis Part 2. So for Genesis Part 1, we will have a version of, you know, the Frontier Showdown, Steampunk Ascent, Wasteland War kind of thing. And then for Genesis Part 2, we'll have the same again. Now, weirdly, I know a lot of people are going to get annoyed with me here. I miss the Bob's Tall Tale launches. I say that, right, because when you actually think about it, Bob's Tall Tales still feels extremely new. It still feels so new. And if you really, really deep it, it's been a year. So it's been way over a year since Frontier Showdown came out. It's been just over a year now since Steampunk Ascent came out. And in December, Wasteland War will be 1 year old. And I remember watching the trailer with you guys last year for Extinction. And we saw all the new Tribe Tower and stuff. And by the time we get to December, it's going to be a year old. It has just flown by. I don't even know. I blink now and the time just flies. But I'm glad I get to be here together with you guys, constantly finding out the next story of ARK, having so much fun. And it says Lost Colony appears to take heavy inspiration from gothic fiction, characterized by an environment of fear, the threat of supernatural events, the intrusion of a past upon the present, and dark fantasy. So I have a massive feeling that Dolly's had a massive part of Lost Colony, because I know Dolly's kind of vibe. I know, you know, like the way she sort of is like I mean, I don't know Dolly as a person, but from like the Discord and you know, photos we've seen, I feel like this is massive. I feel like Dolly's definitely had a big say in this, and I like that turn though. I really like the turn of that dark fantasy element sort of thing. So anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys have all the news you need to know. Thank you for all of the support recently on everything. We're slowly building. We've got Fear Ascended to look forward to next. As soon as I have news on that, I'll bring it to you guys. And I'll catch you in my next video very soon. See you guys then.